The heart of a fox is ever faithful. Hi, I'm Quinn, and if you're wondering why I look very comfortable, today I want to talk to you about one of my all-time favorite books. And this is a book that I love to read when I just want to escape and be comfy cozy. Although I have to admit, the subject matter is not really all that comfy cozy. So, I have a little bit of a complicated history with this book. I first discovered this book in 2008 when I was in college. It's called The Heart of a Fox by Isilwath, which I might be pronouncing that incorrectly. This writer is also a fanfiction writer that I absolutely love, and I know that sounds really, really cheesy, but I can't help it. She also writes under the name Terri Botta, who wrote a lot, specifically InuYasha fanfiction that I loved. One of her stories called The Lucky Ones is literally how I see the way that story ended. Like, I don't even care that it's a fan fiction. To me, that is The Lucky Ones by Terri Botta is how InuYasha ended. So, I know already you're like, what are you talking about, Quinn? I'm sorry, I'm kind of a nerd, can't help it. So, I definitely recommend that. You don't have to read that fan fiction to get into this book, but this book is kind of in the vein of InuYasha. It does involve time travel, going back to feudal Japan. But it's, it's a lot different. It's a lot different than probably what you're thinking when I tell you that this person writes a lot of fan fiction. Okay, I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna tell you how it goes. Okay, so once again, this book came out in about 2008, 2009, so 10, 11 years ago. And it's set in the back then, not too distant future, in 2012, where this woman named Joanna is basically playing a guinea pig for this, like, the military government kind of thing. They created a way that you can travel very, very quickly. And she's basically a guinea pig testing. She's wanting to be able to be an exchange student in Japan. She's Cherokee, well, half Cherokee, and she's also a diabetic. She has type 1 diabetes, and apparently that made her like really awesome and rare, and they just wanted her as like, a subject for as one of the people that gets a free trip through using this special technology that allows them to get there real quick instead of, really expensive travel costs through the airplane and such. So anyway, obviously something goes wrong. And she has a fiance named Michael, and he sees her off, and she gets flung, instead of going to modern day Japan, she gets flung back in time in the feudal era. And like, there's no way for her to get back. She has no way to get back. Unlike if you're a fan of InuYasha, where Kagome could go back and forth anytime she wanted, like Joanna's stuck in ancient times with type 1 diabetes. And yeah, and that's terrifying. So she ends up befriending this half demon named Akiro. He's a half fox demon, very similar to Shippo in the InuYasha anime. But once again, you don't have to like anime or even know anything about it at all to get this. It's a pretty long book. It's about 400 pages. I mean, I guess that's not too long for some people. My only complaint with this book, like, as much as I absolutely love it, like, I don't want to even give you more details than what I've already given you. Like, I feel like that's a pretty good, teaser for it. Like, this is definitely a love story and not, like, the stereotypical romance that you'd expect. It's just a wonderful story, and it sucks you in. Like, as soon as you start, you can't really put it down until it's over. This book is also available on Kindle, if you don't want to get it in paperback. As you can see, this is very well loved. I've read this many times. I actually just recently got it on Kindle too, because I don't want it to fall apart. But as I was saying, my only real complaint with this book is that it was written with a sequel in mind, and that kind of bums me out because it's, you know, what it is. It's 2019, and there's probably no chance that there's going to be a sequel, but you kind of like, you know, it's not a cliffhanger, you know, if you have two brain cells to rub together, you can kind of figure out where it's going. But yeah, that's really my only complaint about this book, is that there's no more, because I just love the characters so much. And like I said, I've literally read this book almost once every single year since I first got it, and it's just wonderful. So here's the cover. I definitely recommend checking it out. It's so good. I love it so much. We could at least talk about it together, you know? You're like, why are you getting me to read this book? But yes, this is one of my ultimate comfort escapist books. Like if I'm having a rough time, or just, you know, kind of down about stuff, or just, you know, I just want to go on a little adventure. This is a book that I usually pick up. Yeah, I'm one of those people that reads books more than once, sometimes many times. But yeah, if you end up reading this book and you like it and you want to check out her fan fiction, I definitely recommend it. I wasn't kidding when I said that her InuYasha story, The Lucky Ones, is literally to me how I see that show ending. So, you know, all right, I'm a big nerd. It's fine. It's cool. An early 2000s nerd, I guess. All right, well, if there's any like other books or anything you want me to check out, you can recommend, hell, maybe even some fan fiction that you like, I'll talk about it, I guess. I wouldn't mind. I've been flirting with the idea of maybe reading some for the channel, but I don't know. I don't really know how that works. Like, I see other people doing it. I'm like, that sounds really fun. Like, but we'll see. All right. There'll be clown stuff next time. I promise. Maybe. If you recommend anything for me, put it in the comments. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up, ring that bell so you know when I have a new video next. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Find a good book to read. Curl up, get cozy. Bye.